Do this one thing for the easy, abundant life you want. I'm Brian Withers, empowerment coach, trainer, and author. Before I tell you about the one thing that will really let your life flow in all the ways you want, let me just give a quick summary here. We know that we are the extension of our inner being, pure positive energy. We come into a physical body. Inner being is always with us. It knows what we want all the time. Even when we don't know what we want, our inner being knows what we want, because sometimes we get caught up in contrast as a bad thing and we're all focused there. So we're not feeling the joy of the expansion, what our inner being just set up for us. And our inner being even helps us to know that we're doing that, because negative emotion tells us that we are focused on the contrast in a way that doesn't feel good, doesn't tell us how powerful and how much it was serving us. And so you can see our inner being is absolutely a magical part of our life. And our inner being is also a miracle worker. Now, I don't usually use that word miracle because sometimes it can conjure up this idea that we're looking for some mystical power to give us the life that we want. But in this case, I'm going to use it because when you are in alignment and you're living high vibration, it is like magic, because things come into your life without you knowing how or any of the detail. You see, your inner being sets that all up. So in the context of this, I'm going to call this a miracle worker, because it seems like a miracle for things to come into your life when it seemed like, from your knowing how things happen, there's no way possible that it could happen, but yet it happened. You see, that's what we got to get used to let go of the details so that we can be receiving all of those details that our inner being sets up for us to receive the things that we want. So you could be deeply in debt. You could be living on a park bench. You could have a job that you don't like. You could have a relationship situation that's going in a very rough way. You could be anything could be going on in your life, and your inner being has got the preferred situation all set up and ready for you to receive. You see, it's absolutely a magical thing that your inner being is doing for you, and listening to you when you go through the contrast to know what you want, give it to you, guide you to it, let you know when you're not in tune with it through emotion, and just knowing all the energies in the universe and what matches up with you to have a joyous receiving of the things that you want. So again, you could be in any place in life that's not very pleasant, and at that very same moment, available to you is the very pleasant thing that you want. And if you will turn your attention to it, then you are going to start receiving it. But we've been trained pretty thoroughly that when life doesn't go the way we want, things are happening in a way we don't like them, they're not looking all that good, what we do is we get caught. We get caught with physical world-itis, and we get hooked into the way it is and the way it looks, and thinking that it's hard and rough and unfair and it's going to be tough and long to get out of this. You see, your inner being is like not having any of it. It just stays steady. No, not buying any of that. It says, I got everything all set up for you want. Nothing's gone wrong here at all. Everything is natural. You had the contrast. You got the clarity from that. I know what you want. I got it all set up. 99% is all done. So stop looking at the thing that you don't want. And even if it's a collective consciousness thing, those things that we see in our world, it works the same at that level as it does for us personally. So remember, when you see something and you don't like it, if you get into that negative focus on the contrast itself, then you're asking for more of it and you're contributing to a world with more of it. You've got to get up to the vibrational level of the thing that you want, that the contrast caused you to want. You've got to get there. And when you do, then you're a vibrational match, and then all the stuff your inner being set up for you, it can flow into your life. So how do we let it flow into our life? What is the one thing that we can do? Now, I've written a few books, and I've got all these videos and my website and everything, and I can boil it down to 4 words. Feel resistance, find relief. When you feel resistance, negative emotion will tell you you are in a state of energy resistance. You are blocking the path to what you want. You're inviting things you don't want. You see, you are not a vibrational match to what you want. And so you must find relief, emotional relief. And when you do, and you know how to do it effectively, and I'll give you that deconstruction, reconstruction process, very effective to hit resistance right on, no ignoring it, no denying it, no sidestepping it, looking it right in the face and deconstructing it, making it feel like it's nonsense, because that's all it is, and then bringing up the natural thoughts and repositioning and retuning yourself to what it is that you want. That whole process is the thing that will repattern your conscious mind and your subconscious mind back into alignment, and you're going to have the life flowing in the way that you want, because every time you feel resistance, you will find relief, which means you pull your vibration down with resistance, and then you find thoughts of relief. It lets it back up. You pull it down, it lets it back up. Now you see the wave on these little icons that I'm using for the energy wave. So low vibration is a slow curve, and high vibration is a fast curve. Now see, the reason for that is because when you feel resistance, if you stay down and you take a long time to come back up, you see that's low vibration. You're in a dominantly low vibration. But if you feel the resistance, you find relief, you're down, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, you're up. So you're never down for any length of time. You're not pulling your vibration down. You're more up. You're more up, and you're in alignment. You're in tune with the things that you want. So this is it. This is the message. Now, what's important here is find relief, even though this is 4 words. Feel resistance, find relief. Now, 2 words, find relief. Now, see, we've not been taught to find relief. We haven't even been taught to be aware of how we're feeling and think about negative emotion as something that is helping us. In fact, a lot of people have made negative emotion normal. Normalize negative emotion. Imagine that. The very thing that's our indicator to tell us that we slipped out of alignment, we're saying it's normal to be like that. That is a formula for disaster. You don't want to be there, because now you're making it normal to be in low vibration energy, and your life is absolutely going to be a rodeo ride all the way to the train wreck, all one after the other. You don't want to go there. So you want to find relief. So now we're learning to be aware of how we're feeling, and that when it's a negative emotion, it's not a big deal. It's your friend. Okay, what's that thought I'm thinking? Out of alignment. Let me bring it back in. So that's the finding the relief. So they didn't teach us how to do that either, how to find relief. So even though it's 2 words, I've written 2 books in particular about finding relief. Okay, so it's really quite a knowledge base to understand how to find relief. How do you find relief when you're in the middle of a financial situation and the bill collectors are calling, and you're in a relationship, and you're at each other and you don't know how to get through it, and you're at a job and you've had one job after the other and they haven't turned out the way you want? How do you find relief? You're in bed with something and nobody can give you anything to help you to feel better. How do you find relief in a situation like that? You got to know people. You got to know how to find relief. You got to know how to find emotional relief, and you can. You're capable of that. You know how to do it within you, and what I teach is how to bring that into the forefront, so you're very clear consciously how to do that. And when you do it, then you're going to have your good life. But you're not going to live your good life until you know how to find emotional relief in a situation that is not pleasing to you. Because for one thing, you understand any situation that's not pleasing to you, it is a mirror of your energy. So it's not like it's a bad situation in the fact that it's just a situation that came to you from your energy, so you're completely in control of it. And it is contrast, which means there's expansion. So from the broader perspective, you can see how it is serving you. And you must see how every situation is serving you. That's part of finding relief. So that's the message for today. I mean, this all boils down, all of my books, all my coaching, all of my videos, all my website, Facebook, everything I do, it boils down to, if you will notice resistance, so you feel the resistance, you let yourself feel it, you acknowledge it, hey, I'm there, and then you find relief, and you genuinely, authentically find emotional relief, and you do that, you will repattern your conscious thinking mind, you will reprogram your subconscious beliefs back into their natural, and you will be living your high vibration life. You see, there's no techniques to any of this. This is how you live your high vibration life. You've got to learn how to use your conscious thinking mind, that anytime you feel resistance, you find relief. I'm going to probably say that in every video going forward. It's going to be like a mantra. Feel resistance, find relief. Feel resistance, find relief. If you do that, at first you may be doing a lot of relief finding, probably will be, because there's been a lot of faulty beliefs. But as you do it, you'll get the hang of it. It will become easier. It will become more fluid to you. And then it will become a habit, and then you won't even be thinking about it. But that's the process of mastering your mind. So, do this one thing for the easy, abundant life you want. No matter where your life is, what's going on, what has gone on. Everything is set up to be good for you. There's only one piece missing, and that's you providing this high vibration energy. So when you feel that resistance, you find a relief. Now, if you know how to find it, that's great. You don't have to read my books. But if you want help finding relief, you'll find it, you'll understand it, you'll learn to be the master of it from my books, from these videos, from the things that I do and teach. That's what it's all about, to get ourselves back into alignment. Because when you feel resistance, you're pulling yourself out of alignment. You're pulling your vibration down. When you find relief, that's because you're bringing thoughts in that are back in alignment with who you are, how life works, and everything that you want. And your inner being knows that. So when you think those thoughts, it sends you a positive emotion, so you can know for sure that you are indeed back in alignment. So that's the message for today. Thanks for listening in. If you have any comments, leave them on the post, and enjoy your day.